Good evening, everyone. My name is Anthony Penny, and I have the honor of serving as the Chief Learning Officer here at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation and Institute. For those of you who are visiting the Reagan Library for the first time, welcome to the incomparable Air Force One Pavilion. If you've joined us for this event before, we're thrilled to welcome you back for this very special program. So on behalf of my colleagues and the legacy of President and Mrs. Reagan, it's truly an honor to celebrate so many outstanding student leaders in this room, in this, which is the 20th anniversary of the Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation Scholars Program. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Please be seated. So, as you probably saw in the videos that were playing before the program began, it's our desire here at the Foundation to cultivate the next generation of citizen leaders. We do that by offering a variety of student leadership programs, and many of you have already been involved with us during your time in Ventura County. So if you've participated in one of the programs that I named, please stand and remain standing while I read them. We always like to see how many students have been involved in one way or another with our program. So if you were involved in the Student Leadership Award Program, which is a coin program, or the Reagan Leadership Medal. Do we have any alumni of that program? No, okay, all right. Talk to the marketing department. Our Summer Student Leadership Program, any SLP alumni in the audience? SLP alumni, excellent, welcome back SLP alums. Reagan Leadership Summit. If you've been a part of the Reagan Leadership Summit, either as a presenter or an attendee, we've got a couple more folks standing up. Thank you so much. If you participated in the Simi Valley Youth Council, we hold a youth town hall every year. Any youth council members who are here? Excellent, welcome. What about in 5th grade or 8th grade, a Discovery Center field trip? Who's been on a Discovery Center field trip? There we go. There we go. You got to go on a Discovery Center field trip. All right, well, thank you very much. It's good to see so many of you back. Some of you I saw stood up several times, so for how many times you've been here, welcome back yet again. We're honored to have been a part of your leadership journey thus far. We also hope that as you go through your college experience, you'll consider joining us in another program that we have, and that's in Washington, D.C. It's a program called Leadership in the American Presidency. So as such, before we even get started with tonight's proceedings, we want to offer each semifinalist. So if you're a semifinalist in this program, you're here tonight for the dinner, the Reagan Foundation is going to offer you a scholarship of no less than $2,000 to participate in this program in Washington, D.C. So if you're interested in spending a summer in Washington, D.C. or fall, an internship in D.C., we've had students from over 150 different universities and 40 different majors participate. So you will be getting an email later in this week with the details, and we hope to see you in Washington, D.C. at some point over the next 4 years. Tonight, we're gathered to celebrate one of our longest standing programs, the Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation Scholars Program. So each year, this program's awards dinner is a special recognition of outstanding and civically engaged high school seniors here in Ventura County. However, tonight, we have even more reason to celebrate, and that's because tonight we celebrate our 20th class of the Reagan Foundation Scholars. So by the end of the evening, we will have awarded our 200th scholarship since we've started this program and surpassed more than $750,000 in funding for Ventura County students. So we've started this program in 2000. Yeah. The louder you clap, the more we give in the future. So we started this program back. There we go. We started this program back in 2000. Raise your hand if you weren't even born in 2000. Anybody not even born? Okay, all right. So this program is older than many of you. So later tonight, we're also going to celebrate some of the extraordinary alumni from this program who've come back to join us tonight. Each year, as my colleagues and I on the selection committee read your applications and watch your videos, we are encouraged about the days ahead. And I believe that if President Reagan were here today, he would certainly be inspired by the leadership and the service and the commitment you've shown here in our county. And he would be looking toward the future with the utmost optimism and confidence based on what you've done so far in your careers. Before we continue, tonight's presentation of awards would not have been possible without the efforts of our scholarship selection committee, so I want to take just a brief second to recognize the folks who have spent time looking through the many applications that came in. So in addition to myself on the foundation team, please stand as I call your name. Jeff Bowen, Joann Drake, Mark Fitzpatrick, Megan Gately, Melissa Giller, Rebecca Harding, Colleen Hill, Tyler McEnany, and Katie Nichols. So thank you from those of us who are on the foundation. And because the program is so connected to the community, we really want to invite external judges, people who are upstanding members of this community and great supporters of the work we do here. So we want to thank them for their time and thoughtfulness for the following community representatives who have served on our selection committee. So please stand when I call your name. Sharon Bardet, Cheryl Caudry, Jake Jacobs, J.P. Lake, and Arlen Whitaker. So thank you to our community selection people. And finally, because we like to re-engage our scholars and bring them back for all sorts of fun things, our student representative this year was a 2017 Newbury Park High School graduate, Justin Kawaguchi. He's at the University of Southern California and unable to be here tonight, but we do appreciate his input as a past scholar. And finally, we have one other special guest who's joining us this evening, U.S. astronaut James Kelly, who traveled from Houston and before that the International Space Station to be with us. So thank you, James Kelly. While we celebrate the countless accomplishments of those in this room tonight, we are pleased to be joined by someone who is no stranger at all to achievements. A four-time first-team All-American softball player at Stanford University, Jessica Mendoza was a member of the U.S. Women's National Softball Team. She and her teammates won gold at the 2004 Olympics in Athens and silver at the 2008 Games in Beijing. Following her years and achievements on the field, Ms. Mendoza has gone on to have an exceptional career in sports broadcasting. She's repeatedly made history for her presence in the booth and on the sidelines for traditionally male-dominated broadcasts, and you can catch her currently on ESPN's Sunday Night Baseball as a color analyst. Just this spring, Ms. Mendoza's expertise was sought out by the New York Mets as she joined the club in the baseball operations advisory role. In addition to all that, she's also an author. And I know, having looked at many of your applications, this is a group that's very good at doing its homework. So I have one more homework assignment for you, and that's I want you to go out and purchase a copy of There's No Base Like Home, which is the book that she wrote. So make sure you get a copy of that as well. She does all this while serving as a wife and a mom to two boys. Finally, we can all be very proud. We really wanted to have a speaker this year who came from Ventura County, celebrating our 20 years of connection. So a graduate from Adolfo Camarillo High School, Ventura County product, having earned accolades like Female Athlete of the Year, the LA Times Player of the Year. Please join me in welcoming a Ventura County MVP, Ms. Jessica Mendoza, to the stage.
All right, Anthony, I'm hiring you on my PR team. Book sales, all have to purchase a book. I'm so excited to be here tonight. I'm born and raised in Camarillo. I now live here in Moore Park. My son has joined me today also, my son Caleb. I've got another one, a 5-year-old that wants to be an astronaut. So the idea that Jim Kelly is here is huge for us. We actually just went and visited Houston to go see the entire thing. I am so excited because I think back and looking at so many of you in high school, this was such a pivotal time for me. And when you think about things like leadership, and first of all, congratulations, because the fact that you're here with your parents and your grandparents and all the supporters, you've already done and made so many right decisions. I feel like for me, my biggest transition happened in high school because I was kind of going through that time where you're trying to fit in, right? You wanna blend, you wanna be what people want you to be. Yet there's something inside of you that kind of wants to stand out too. You want to be successful. You want to be different. And I remember I heard an Olympic gold medalist speak. I was probably like 15 years old, and I was sitting with all my girls, my BFFs, at a table, and I was totally thinking, okay, I just want to fit in, I want to be cool. And I remember Dot Richardson, who was an Olympic gold medalist in softball, gets up, and she just starts speaking with this passion that you could tell that she not only loved the game that she played, but she loved her path, her uniqueness, this, passionate woman that just exuded out of her. She's an orthopedic surgeon / gold medalist. She was doing it all. And I look around at my friends, and I'm just like, yes, like, isn't this amazing? And they're like, is she wearing a scrunchie in her hair? Who talks about herself in the first person? They were like ripping her to shreds. And I realized in that moment, and I'm telling you, even now I've had to realize more and more, that there's going to be times that you think you're surrounding yourself with people that are positive and that are the right people. You're going to think that maybe sometimes, blending because you're shy or you don't want to be the person that stands apart from everyone else. I realized in that moment, I did not want to be like them. I knew I was different. I knew that I had something inside of me that wasn't going to blend. And in that moment, because I had a role model standing up on the stage that had so much success, that was just waving her flag and being her, and she didn't care. And I was like, you know what? That's who I want to be. I want to be me, but I want to do it in a way that stopped trying to be like everyone else. And from that moment, it meant, you know what? I might stay after practice and get made fun of. I might study and get good grades and kind of own it and not try to play it down. I might tell people that I am smart and that I am athletic and that I'm a beautiful person instead of trying to be like, oh yeah, like I suck at this or I'm bad at this or I'm not, smart enough. My goal was to go to Stanford when everyone around me was like, Jess, like, come on, you're really not that smart. I knew I could do things because if I had the motivation, had the drive, had everything and surrounded myself with people. And Jim Kelly actually was just speaking before, talking about how he surrounded himself with people, wanted to be an astronaut at 5 years old, and people told him he couldn't. And he started to just not hang out with those people, not be around them. What's cool now is that going on to Stanford, playing in the Olympics, and then now being in broadcasting is, even when I came out of Stanford, I wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon going in. That lasted like a year. I couldn't hang with the physics and the human biology and all that, so I switched gears. Then I was moving to DC to work on educational reform, wanted to be a politician, had an internship, didn't think I'd make the Olympic team. Then I got asked to get involved with broadcasting, and I laughed at first because I was like, oh man, like me, national television, like no filter, I'd get fired first day, there's no way. But then I went and auditioned, and even though I had no communications background, my whole degree, I got 2 degrees at Stanford, both of them were geared towards politics and educational reform, and here I am sitting in a broadcast booth with 0 information or background. So many people telling me, Jess, people go to school for years and intern, and there's all these steps you have to do to get there. I just sat down in that booth, and it was an audition, so it wasn't live on TV. And within 10 minutes, I knew this is what I wanted to do. And what's cool I've noticed now is the things that make me the most nervous, the things that kind of take you off the path that, okay, this is comfortable, but over here is a little uncomfortable, but I'm kind of curious about it. You guys already have the brains. You have so much of the drive. You're here because you have the talent. I encourage you that when you're on this path, that first of all, you stay true to who you are, your passions, the things that get you excited. But you also, when there's times when it's gonna get a little uncomfortable, when you have to make decisions that aren't the easy ones, that those are the best things that are gonna happen in your life. One of the biggest things for me was obviously going into broadcasting, but then when I got asked, so I get a phone call, okay, so I go into broadcasting, but I'm covering college softball, which makes sense. I played college softball, like everyone's cool with that, Olympian, women covering women's sports, love it, good, no negative feedback. But then I start to get this itch, right? We bring in some Major League Baseball guys to do some of our softball games. They do a good job, and I'm like, why have we never done the reverse? Why can't a softball player call Major League Baseball games? People laughed. They were like, yeah, Jess, right. We're going to have a softball player, a female. You never played Major League Baseball. Like, why would we ever have anyone do this? Ignore button. All right, I'm going to move on in this direction. And I started calling my boss, and I called his boss, and I just was like driven. And again, what helped me on days when I was like, maybe they're right. I didn't play a day of Major League Baseball. I went to a lot of Dodger games. But being a softball player, maybe I don't belong in this baseball world. And then I saw Doris Burke doing NBA games. Then I saw Julie Foudy doing the Men's World Cup. And they were kicking butt. They were doing it right. And it wasn't just because they were a woman, or it was just because they were good. So I kept pushing. So finally my boss, I think literally just to get me to stop calling him, he was like, oh, just enough, right, uncle? So he puts me on like a total like random ESPN2 game in August. This is in 2015. And nobody's watching. Like honestly, like no one else wanted to work that day. And I studied for like 5 months. I'm like, I gotta crush this. I want to just kill this. I gotta study, do all this stuff. I do the game. It's on a Monday night. Goes totally smoothly. I'm pumped, thinking, okay, so maybe next year they might let me do 2 games. Like, we'll see. 2 days later, Curt Schilling, is a pitcher for the Red Sox, and our Sunday Night Baseball broadcaster, gets suspended. They call me. Like, so, you did your first game 2 days ago. We're thinking that you could fill in for him on Sunday Night Baseball. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I just did my first game. Like, I studied for 5 months. Like, I went and toured with both these teams and like studied every last, and I'm like, when's the game? And they're like, it's Sunday Night Baseball, it's Thursday. Like, you do the math. Like, it's in 3 days. And every part of me was like, no. Like, I'm a nerd, self-admit it. I like to prepare. I like to have all my ducks in a row. I want to make sure that I am ready for those moments, right? I wasn't ready. But were they ever going to ask me again? Our biggest show in baseball. And here I had this opportunity. So out came yes. My whole body is like trembling, but I'm like, yes, I'll do it. And I didn't sleep between Thursday and Sunday. I get to that game, I'd prepped, done all this stuff. It was a Dodger game. They were playing the Cubs at home. It helped because I grew up with the Dodgers, knew the Dodgers. I'm a hitter, so I knew the Dodgers hitting really, really well. Had a colleague introduce me to a guy named Jake Arrieta, who was a pitcher for the Cubs at the time, the day before. Sat and talked to him for like 2 hours. Next day, so Jake's throwing. I'm all prepared with Dodgers hitters. Jake Arrieta throws a no-hitter for the first time in 30 years. So 30 years that Sunday Night Baseball had been on air, there had never been a no-hitter. And my first game, a no-hitter happens. And here I am, ready, like, hitting, Dodgers. And Jake Arrieta throws a no-hitter. Thank goodness I'd spent the time with him the day before, but after that, my world blew up. I mean, everybody, days of social media, as soon as we got to like the 6th, 7th inning and Jake's throwing a no-hitter, everybody, we ended up with like 8 million viewers. It's crazy. So after that, my life changed. But I'm telling you, I sit next to Alex Rodriguez right now. We are always constantly challenged with what we should do, what we shouldn't. If I should be there, there's always people wondering if a woman should still be in the booth. And I can tell you now, in my 4th season on Sunday Night Baseball, that I do deserve to be there. But it was because I took this crazy risk. Even though everything about me wanted to prepare and wanted to be ready for this moment, I said yes. I could have totally failed. And honestly, there's a lot of things I have said yes to that I have failed. But then you learn and you go on. But if you say no, if you don't take that path, that might make you feel uncomfortable. I tell my kids now, when they go for their first game and they're like, I got ticklies in my belly. And I'm like, ticklies are a good thing. Because when I get ticklies in my belly, when I get nerves, I know that it's something, 1, I care a lot about, but 2, that it's probably something pretty incredible. So I just want to ask you guys, because first of all, I get pumped that you're even in this position, because you're already on the right path. High school is, I feel like, one of the hardest things to navigate and figure out, stay true to who you are. But now you're going off to college. and the next phase. And I just ask you to, one, like, look yourself in the mirror and find that confident, I can take on the world, beautiful, smart, all those positive things, because you'll need it. Guaranteed there'll be people that will want it, especially if you're successful. That's the thing with this business, not broadcasting, just business of being up here at any level, is people want to tear you down, for sure. But if you go in every day being like, hey, I'm me, I'm gonna stay true to me, and when those hard things come along, say yes. I'm telling you, it'll lead, whether it's through failure or through success, the best things in your life will come when you got ticklies in your belly and you don't know if you should do it or not. So I just want to thank you, honestly, for having me, and the fact that you have these scholarships for the county. I mean, I am born, bred, come back to my home. I love this county so much. Camarillo High School is, my dad still coaches football there. I go back there all the time. I know, we got all the high schools here, but I mean, my kids will end up probably here at Moore Park, so I spread out the love. But this county is so near and dear to my heart. And the fact that you're doing this, I'm just so grateful for all of you guys, and honestly, all of the support for the county and the future of our county and the success that it's brought. So thank you guys.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much, Jessica. That was so inspiring and so wonderful to hear the product of a Ventura County school share that message. So thank you so much. So as I mentioned, tonight we are celebrating the 20th class of Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation Scholars. And based on what you just heard, maybe one of you will be back 20 years from now giving a speech and inspiring the next generation of students. But tonight I want you to take a look at the legacy you are joining by being recognized as a semifinalist this evening.
President Reagan was an extraordinary man. He had a clear vision for what he wanted for himself and for his country. It's exciting for me to see the students that participate in this program because they have the possibility and chance of doing the same thing for our country down the road.
I understand education is important, no different than Ronald Reagan talked about education, how important it was. Never stop learning, never stop growing, always adapt, and bring your best no matter what it is that you're doing in your life.
Enjoy it while you're there. You know, it's not every day you get the chance to sit under Air Force One and be in such an incredible place. And even just being there as one of those, 100 semifinalists is an absolute honor. And it's a pleasure to be here. You make so many new friends, and it's just absolutely amazing. Don't be too scared to be able to enjoy your time here. Really enjoy it, and best of luck to you winning that award.
I think something very unique about the Reagan Foundation is that they keep in touch with their scholars even after, and they really want to make sure that we feel like we're part of their community.
But everything's not going to be perfect. Don't be so driven to get to the end game that you miss the journey.
After the student leadership program in 2014, I was a junior in high school that year. I came back a few years later as an intern in the education department, and at that point I was a freshman in college. And then after that I got hired onto the foundation, and I've been here for over 2 years. It was definitely a full circle, and I wouldn't trade a single minute of it for anything in the world.
So one of the special things we wanted to do tonight was to highlight the impact of our program alumni over the course of the past 20 years. So we reached out to our recipients to find out what they're up to now, and we're pleased to present a new element of tonight's program, which is we're going to call the It Can Be Done Alumni Honors Awards. President Reagan, he had a little plaque on his desk that corresponded with his optimism and faith. If you believe in something, it can be accomplished. So tonight, we're awarding 5 exceptional recipients who have made outstanding contributions during and since college. So please join me in inviting to the stage first Joann Drake, who's going to help present these alumni awards. And then I'm going to ask our 5 recipients. We had many applications. These are the 5 that we've chosen as our inaugural It Can Be Done recipients. So please come to the stage. Rasika Chakravarthi. Devika Chandramahan. Lisa Flores. Shannon Gillespie McComb. And Virginia Hankins. Excellent. So 3 of our 5 are here tonight. The other 2 are out saving the world. So we'll just highlight a couple of their accomplishments. So from Oak Park High School, Rasika received a bachelor's degree in economics from the University of Pennsylvania, followed by both an MBA from the University of Chicago and a law degree from Georgetown. She was an award-winning published attorney who is now a senior consultant with Deloitte Consulting. So congratulations. Thanks for coming back. Also from Oak Park High School, Devika graduated Phi Beta Kappa with a pre-med degree from UCLA, where she was a Regents Scholar, and as captain of a competitive Indian classical dance team, she spearheaded a showcase that raised money for a domestic violence shelter serving the South Asian community in LA. So congratulations. And finally, from Moore Park High School, Virginia was one of 3 students in our very first class of scholars in 2000, and the first female scholar to win a scholarship with us. A stunt woman and female Renaissance Fair knight on horseback, she founded and runs She Rose Entertainment, which is a themed event service company. A graduate of the University of Southern California, she also serves on the Ventura County Sheriff's Search and Rescue Dive Team to aid in underwater rescue and recovery efforts. Congratulations. So each of these It Can Be Done Alumni Honors recipients will receive a $100 grant that they can donate to either their high school or college alma mater in their name. So congratulations, ladies. And I also want to recognize some of our other alumni who are in attendance. Please stand up when I call your name. We have Paige Creason. Paige is here. Excellent. Morgan DeVico. Welcome back. Let's see. Reedy Hegde. Conley Schrepfer. And Sarah Takeda. So we are so proud of you. Thank you all for continuing to be part of the Reagan family and coming back to be a part of this event tonight. We really appreciate it. So these students and thousands of other Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation scholars sat where you sit tonight, bright, young leaders driven to advance themselves, their families, and their communities. So as scholars, tonight we celebrate your accomplishments. Before we recognize you, however, I do want to acknowledge the family, friends, teachers, and school administrators who have encouraged and supported you throughout your education. So parents, teachers, counselors, principals, family members, superintendents, other guests, please stand up so the students can give you a round of applause for all you've done to support them. Excellent. So your efforts to make this day a reality for our scholars can't be underestimated. So thank you very much. And to emphasize the important role that our school administrators play in building awareness for this program throughout the county, we are pleased to award a $100 Staples gift card to the attending school that boasts the greatest percentage increase in applicants from one year to the next. So this year, that distinction goes to Villanova Preparatory School. So will the administrators from Villanova Prep please come up and accept We strategically put you in the farthest possible place away from the stage. It's part of the experience under Air Force One. Here you go. And now, to continue with our program, I am pleased to formally announce and introduce to you an alumnus of the Reagan administration, President Reagan's Chief of Staff during his final 10 years, and she served as Mrs. Reagan's spokeswoman until her passing. Today, she serves as the Chief Administrative Officer here at the Reagan Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Joann Drake.
Thank you, Tony. My staff knows this is my favorite event of the year. It's especially important for me this year because I'm on a 6 a.m. flight. My daughter is graduating from college tomorrow and over the weekend. Oh, but it gets better. 7 days later, my oldest daughter is getting married. So, and parents, she's a college graduate and she has a job, so there's hope for all of you. You know, I feel very privileged to be able to represent our Board of Trustees, and certainly President and Mrs. Reagan. It was an extraordinary opportunity for me to work with them at the White House and to continue the work of their legacy here. I know that if they were here tonight, oh, how I wish they were here tonight, they would love this event as much as I do, because they loved seeing these faces, these young faces of really what is this country's future. And now it is my pleasure to introduce to you our 2019 Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation Scholars Program semifinalists. I will read the names of our semifinalists alphabetically by school. Students, when I call the name of your school, please come quickly to the side of the stage on my right, your left, and line up in alphabetical order. Consider this practice for graduation. Okay, so come up that side stair. We will start with the applicants from Adolfo Camarillo High School and the applicants from Buena High School, El Camino High School, Fillmore High School, Foothill Technology. Okay, I'm gonna stop. There should be people standing and moving right now. Okay, take two, here we go. We're gonna start with Adolfo Camarillo High School, then Buena High School, El Camino High School, Fillmore High School, you should all be standing now, Foothill Technology High School, Grace Brethren High School, and Lorena High School. All may begin lining up. So all those that I just named, you should be standing and moving over to that side of the stage. As I announce your name, students, please walk up on the stage to receive a small gift for participating in our scholarship program, and then go down the center stairs and back to your seat. This will be a test for those first few. Parents, we do have a professional photography team here, but you are welcome to come closer to the stage as your child is presented with their gift. Every student also will receive a Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation Scholars Program Certificate of Distinction, which you can pick up before dinner at the tables in the back. I would just ask that you be respectful of each of our scholars and remain quiet while they are recognized. Your turn will come. And now, from Adolfo Camarillo High School, Karina Duffy. Heidi Jensen. Brittany Lamb. Allison Lucas. And Jamie Wu. From Buena High School, we have Daniel Perez and Labiba Sarder. From El Camino High School, Kaylee Pendleton. And from Fillmore High School, Alexis Van Wy. Students from Moore Park High School, Mother of Divine Grace School, and Newberry Park High School should go ahead and line up now. From Foothill Technology High School, we have Rachel Chang. Annika Fetty. Ryan Sequira and Jack Vielbig. From Grace Brethren High School, Samantha Farnsworth Leong. Anna Gabriel. Callahan McCoy. And Michaela Walia. From Lorena High School, Clarice Chewy and Cassidy Craven. Students from Oak Park High School, Oaks Christian High School, and Rancho Campana High School should begin to line up. And now from Moorpark High School, Sertaj Ball. Scott Davidson Jr. and Riley Van Wig. And from Mother of Divine Grace School, Elaine Piquette. From Newberry Park High School, we have quite a few, starting with Daria Azizad. Pooja Bhatnagar. Zeev Karmi. Maya Chari. Melody Hellard. Alexandra Jones. Tommy Joseph. Sally Lee. Jared Norton. Anya Prasad. Richard Chu. Kavita Rai. Bella Robakowski. And Kira Samuel. Royal High School, Santa Susana High School, St. Bonaventure High School, and Thatcher School students should line up. And now from Oak Park High School, Julia Barilak. Chase Bazonsky. Cade Creason. Shravia Gadapali. Samantha Heller. Katya Kiseleva. Tiffany Liu. Grace Ma. Sabrina Stone. And Justin Tolchinsky. From Oaks Christian School, Karis Diamond. Lauren Hare and Willoughby Tom. From Rancho Campana High School, Maddie Hood, Glenn McClellan, Carolina Undaraga. So Thousand Oaks High School, Trinity Pacific Christian, Ventura High School, Villanova Prep, and Westlake High School students should line up. From Royal High School, right down the road, Homina Ahmad. Caitlin Cooper. Joshua Jivanmo. Matthew Kanashiro. Madeline Marciano. Bailey Parkinson, Tiffany Rogers, and Alex Thompson. From Santa Susana High School, we have Sean Agnihotri, Anand Janev, Samika Karthik, Daniel McGreevy, Pranav Srinivasan. From St. Bonaventure High School, Jacob Basua. From Thatcher School, Maddie Moore. From Thousand Oaks High School, Olivia Berg. Ben Chow. Matthew Corley. Carolyn Corley, and Rachel Corley. Eric Longo, Eric Lyon, Tyler Nelson, Parker Snyder, and Blake Zingerman. From Trinity Pacific Christian School, Sarah Gross. And Jacoby Gonzalez. From Ventura High School, Matilda Castillo. Sam Coates. Peyton Erickson. Giselle Mercado. Avonlea Roussillon. And Micah Wilcox. From Villanova Preparatory School, Kyla Lenahan. Lexi Overton. And Maria Reed. From Westlake High School, Rohil Ahuja. Will Hollister, Evelyn Krikorian, Cade Critch, Aaron Lee, Pranav Pamalapalli, McKenna Pratt, Michael Shahidi, Annie Wong, Jane Zhang, and Caitlin Zhao. I don't have any extras, right? You laugh. We had one just 1 year. Congratulations to each and every one of you on this extraordinary achievement. I think Jessica said it best. If you are in this room tonight, you have already mastered a lot of skills, and we're extremely proud of you. But now, to the portion of the program that I know the parents are most interested in. Tonight, we are very honored to award a total of $50,000 in college scholarships to 13 of these semifinalists. When I call your name, please come up to the stage. And now, see if you're listening. This time, come up the center stairway and go off the side. Again, we're practicing for graduation, okay? Our first awards are for a $2,000 Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation Scholarship. This first recipient is inspired by President Reagan's humility, putting a cause first and yourself second. This student does that over and over and over at school and in the community. Co-captain of the golf and volleyball teams, this student also is a student government officer. This recipient spends countless service hours as the president and co-founder of the Save Our Society Club and as a Sunrise Therapist Aide for an autistic child. In an effort to listen to those around her, she created an Instagram account called At Humans of Cam High, modeled after the famed At Humans of NY, to profile student perspectives from Adolfo Camarillo High School with plans to study neuroscience at the University of Notre Dame. Please congratulate Karina Duffy. Okay, our first one did it right. She set a good example there. Our next recipient of a $2,000 award is driven by the resolve and optimism exemplified by President Reagan. Nothing demonstrates this optimism better than this student's own achievements. Award-winning pianist, president of the Science Club, mock trial attorney, and soccer and track and field star. Have we narrowed that down enough? This recipient used these talents to serve the community, including as a youth worship team keyboardist, a family science night volunteer instructor, a youth soccer referee, and a lot more. A firm believer in the power of empowering others and creating opportunities for those around her to flourish, she is also a graduate of our own student leadership program. A future engineering major at the University of California, Los Angeles, please welcome Trinity Pacific Christian School's Jacoby Gonzalez. Holding fast to your beliefs is the character trait of President Reagan that most inspires this next $2,000 recipient. Committed to faith-based activities and the arts, this student has served as editor of the yearbook and school events photographer. A mission trip to Romania in 2016 ignited a passion for this work and subsequent leadership and service. She is an aerialist performer and a Girl Scout Bronze Award recipient. Adding to the impressiveness of these achievements, she is a cancer survivor, demonstrating tremendous resiliency for her young age. After graduating from El Camino High School, this recipient will pursue a degree in illustration at the Pacific Northwest College of Art. Congratulations, Kaylee Pendleton. President Reagan was renowned for his charm, and I can speak with great familiarity of that. He was a very charming man. And this next $2,000 recipient is following in that vein. Many cite this student's magnetism and relatable leadership style as keys to success. Broad interests and talents have led this recipient to excel as co-president of the debate club, vice president of the National Honor Society, a vocalist, and more. Service is a centerpiece for this student, who serves as president of the Key Club. With volunteer activities that span numerous causes, perhaps this recipient's most impactful service role is that of the Reading Buddies coordinator for the Simi Valley Family Resource Center. From Royal High School, please welcome Joshua Jeevanmol, who will attend. I understand he is going to UC Berkeley in the fall. Our next awards are for a $2,500 Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation Scholarship. The first recipient is a resilient overcomer. Inspired by President Reagan's optimism and tendency to move forward despite daunting challenges, this student has persevered in life, leadership, and service. A basketball player and president of the guitar and ukulele clubs. Now that's got to narrow it down a little. This recipient was co-founder of the DECA Club and interned for the City of Camarillo and Studio Channel Islands Art Gallery. Some of her notable contributions have been securing approval and grant funding for a cafeteria mural and serving as a youth advocate for a city councilman candidate's campaign. Congratulations to Adolfo Camarillo High School's Allison Lucas. and I'm told she will attend Cal State Channel Islands in the fall. Our next $2,500 award recipient desires to inspire others to be emboldened and courageous in pursuing a great vision, just as Ronald Reagan did. An honors student and golfer, this student specializes in identifying opportunities to lead and serve, whether it be following a humanitarian disaster or executing a large-scale event. This recipient is a yearbook committee member and vocalist. Another alumnus of our student leadership program, she has dedicated numerous hours to faith-based and missions service, in addition to being a hospital volunteer, which is her passion. After graduating from Oaks Christian High School, she will attend Loyola Marymount University as a pre-med student. Congratulations, Lauren Hare. In citing President Reagan's vision for America, this final $2,500 award recipient is certainly not short on vision. Dedicating hours to lead and serve where the need is greatest, this recipient rallied support for the recent wildfires. An exceptional student athlete, this recipient is a star volleyball player, serving as an award-winning varsity player at school, a setter for a nationally ranked Junior Olympics club team, and a member of various clubs, all while excelling as project lead for the prestigious Center for Advanced Studies. Perhaps a future entrepreneur, he is a Boy Scout and has worked for several years to support Boys Team charity. From Thousand Oaks High School, please welcome Blake Zingerman. Absolutely. Congratulations. Our next three recipients will each receive a $4,000 scholarship. This next award recipient is an exceptional communicator who challenges us to contemplate the possibility of progress and prosperity. In applying this personally, this student served as student government commissioner, captain of the volleyball team, and founder of the school's Junior State of America program. As a first-generation American, this recipient founded the Hispanic Heritage Club. She is a consummate and award-winning servant, from Pause for a Cause to Kiwanis, and from a congressional campaign volunteer to founding her own nonprofit, Advocates for Art, which fosters creative abilities among low-income children. This Rancho Campana senior will attend Emory University next year. Congratulations, Carolina Underaga. Our next $4,000 award recipient celebrates the opportunities that differences among us present and the strengths that all individuals bring to the table. This student happens to bring a number of strengths, including academics as an honor student and president of the math club, service as outreach chair for the Key Club, and more, including a member of the dance team. Notably, this student-associated student body president has led efforts to support causes ranging from human trafficking, bullying, and suicide prevention to encourage reading and academic achievement. She serves as chair of the Simi Valley Youth Council. Congratulations to Royal High School's Homina Ahmad, who will study business at the University of Southern California next year. Our third recipient of a $4,000 award believes that we are all capable of affecting positive change, big or small. Observing the plights of others inspired this student to advocate for the underserved and underprivileged. Taking the form of service initiatives, this recipient's leadership extended to organizations like the Thousand Oaks Teen Center, Junior Blind of America, Support for the Kids, and many mansions, where she founded the successful Leaders in Action program. Rounding out this recipient's commitments are Future Business Leaders of America, Junior State, Speech and Debate Club, American Red Cross Club, and our own Reagan Leadership Summit. With political aspirations of her own, this recipient will study public policy in college at Yale University in the fall. From Westlake High School, please welcome Caitlin Zhao. Our next awards are for recipients of a $6,000 scholarship. Two philosophies drive this next recipient: the level-headedness of President Reagan, as well as a mantra to, quote, change the world, don't let the world change you. President of Future Business Leaders of America and the National Honor Society, this exceptional scholar is ranked #1 in a class of 439 students. This recipient has participated in 2 programs here at the Reagan Foundation, our own Student Leadership Program and our Leadership Summit. He is passionate about the medical field, founding the Medical Professionals of the Future Club at his school, as well as participating in related programs and volunteer efforts at USC and UCLA. This Moore Park High School senior will attend the University of California, Los Angeles in the fall. Congratulations to Scott Davidson, Jr. And yes, parents, we are taking a little bit of the credit here. We have so enjoyed having your teenagers help us with our projects, and we're very pleased to be able to reward that. As it did for President Reagan, compassion and empathy drive leadership objectives for this final $6,000 recipient. An outstanding scholar, this student was managing editor of the school newspaper, also a member of the academic decathlon team, president of Advanced Peer Counseling, president of Health Occupations Students of America, and president of the American Heart Association Club. I'm exhausted just reading this. As an intern for the Westminster and Simi Valley Free Clinics, this student's eyes were opened to the burdens of the underprivileged in our community. Following the Woolsey fire, this recipient initiated a GoFundMe campaign that yielded $125,000 for families affected by the devastation. Please join me in congratulating Shravya Gadapalli from Oak Park High School, who will study cognitive science at Claremont McKenna College in the fall. Our final award this evening is for a $10,000 Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation Scholarship, plus an additional $500 grant for a teacher of the recipient's choice. This final recipient leads with intention and purpose. Driven by the compass of morals and faith, this student leads others at school, on the field, and in the local and global communities. This recipient holds some of the highest offices in student government, peer counseling, and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, serving also as captain of the track and field, cross country, and soccer teams. Outside of school, this person's children's ministry, he has been a leader and has participated in mission trips to Mexico. I'm sorry for stepping on my own words here. I'm just overwhelmed by this young person. He has gone, now I gave it away. To the Dominican Republic, Uganda, and Mexico. An Eagle Scout, his culminating project drew upon his own challenges in living with cerebral palsy. He designed and built wheelchair-accessible picnic tables and a raised garden bed. This Oak Park High School student will attend Cal Poly University, San Luis Obispo. Congratulations to this year's big winner, Kate Creason. Okay, I'm going to ask for one more round of applause for all of our scholars here this evening. Each one of you is part of an elite group of future leaders, and we do salute you. It is truly an honor to recognize your achievements right here in our own county, and we expect big things from you. Before we open the buffets and get to dinner and allow you to enjoy the rest of the evening, before whatever you have left to do at school, I hope there's no AP tests or, yes, okay, sorry. We do have a few housekeeping items, so listen up, okay? First, we hope you enjoyed your time at the Reagan Library this evening and that you visit us again to discover much more about Ronald Reagan and his service to our country. As such, we are pleased to present each semifinalist recognized tonight with a one-year complimentary student membership in our Friends of the Reagan Foundation membership program. Details about activating your membership are included in your program. We hope you take us up on that. As Tony highlighted at the beginning of our program, we have several initiatives that are available to you as students, and as well to the educators in the room. Students, do not forget about our Leadership in the American Presidency program and your scholarship. We want to see all of you in Washington at some point in the next 4 years. You'll get an email soon with all the information. Thank you again for joining us. Students, please join us in front of the mural now. Have an extraordinary summer and good luck in college, but we hope to see you back time and time again. Thank you all for coming this evening.